I'm just looking up at some of the FMV games from the 90s that I haven't played, but I want to because these people are in it. Frankenstein Through the Eyes of the Monster. Tim Curry is like in that whole game, and I want to play that just for Tim Curry. Christopher Lee and Ghosts. Ghosts, a game featuring Christopher Lee. Christopher Lloyd in like the one you were talking about, Toonstruck.
Toonstruck, yeah. I didn't want to give away who it was, but yeah,
Toonstruck. Yeah. Clive Owen and Privateer 2: The Darkening. Remember him?
I think the gold standard of those FMV games will be Wing Commander 3 because it has a phenomenal cast for an FMV game, and not only that, for a game on the planet Sonic.
The 3D
Like, it's by far and away the best game that was actually put out on the console, and it's not even remotely
What was the name of it?
Wing Commander 3.
Jeff Goldblum was in Goosebumps: Escape from Horrorland, full FMV. He looks creepy as fuck. Wing Commander.
Yeah. We've done a few FMV games in this series, in fairness. We would have done...
was it number 3?
Was our first one. What's that? The third game, yeah. The other two games were just arcadey games. The Wing Commander 3 were actually both proper cutscenes and the story into it.
What I love about the artwork for Wing Commander 3's cover is it's a complete rip-off of Star Wars. They've just made Chewbacca look like more of a tiger and tried to make the lead guy look less Mark Hamill.
In fairness, they didn't even remotely try and hide it in the game as well. Like, it is just a very like pointed Star Wars knockoff. Like,
it really fucking is. Wow.
But that's video games though. At the time,
I know.
They were very.
Oh, sorry, it is Mark Hamill. Never mind.
Yeah. It is Mark Hamill. Yeah. Like it's Mark Hamill, John Rhys Davies, and one or two others, as I recall.
Tim Curry.
Is he in there as well? Jesus. Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
He's Malek Nar Karanka.
Okay, yeah. He shows up for a lot of FMV games.
He really does.
He was brilliant in Command and Conquer.
Oh, phenomenal.
There's some fantastic supercuts of him just acting the absolute bollocks.
Yep.
That's the one thing. There was a point in the 80s and 90s where Tim Curry would literally do anything.
Yeah. It's not even that. No, you see, I think there was
not in a bad way. Not like in your Nick Cage after the divorce type of way. In just that I have the cachet to just accept anything I want to, and you're getting full Tim Curry. You're not getting a little bit of Tim Curry, you're getting Tim Curry.
Yeah. No, in
Tom
fairness,
Wilson.
If you listen to him in Gabriel Knight, like he is voice acting so well, because bear in mind that Tim Curry is doing a very, very thick New Orleans accent in Gabriel Knight. You would not have realized it's him until you see the credits. Like he passes it very, very well. And again, Tim Curry is like one of those ones. He's like Christopher Walken. He can't hide his speech pattern. Like Tim Curry is always it's always the same thing. It's the same with like
declare.
It's about like he has such a scroll to him. The same way like Alan Rickman can't hide his pattern. Neither can Christopher Walken. They all are so unique. Like when you're playing Oblivion.
Russian accent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but like it's like but not even like in the Elder Scrolls 4 in Oblivion, like first 5 minutes you're talking to fucking Patrick Stewart. It was like, what the fuck? Yep. Like I wasn't ready for this. Like fucking Captain Picard coming in on me here.
I have it downloaded, but I've not played it yet.
I have seen some of the things in it. They've just left in some of the fucking shit things in the first.
Yeah,
they've reading of the lines and stuff. It's like, that's good. You could have very easily buffed that stuff out. You could have shaved it off. They're just like, no, this is the shit that they wanted a remaster.
Yep,
it looks better, but it's basically the same game.
That's also the culture of the remaster now as well. It's like people like they realize that warts and all sells, so like give them the warts and all.
That game has Sean Bean. I mean, it has Patrick Stewart, Terrence Stamp. You know, like.
Oh, here we go.
Oh no! I feed.
if I fit, I drive.
I see. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bingo!
I really do not exaggerate when I say Glottis is one of my favorite characters in video games. He is fucking wonderful.
He's so good.
he's making the engine.
Yep. Por favor.
I could have walked faster than this.
So we're going to a poisoning here, by the way. So the sign you saw was the land of the living. We're literally going into the living plane here. This is legit, right? This is the genuine part of the game.
That just sounds like some decent fucking...
Oh my god. Nightmares.
Yeah.
Hello.
Domino.
Yeah, you're not the only one, mate.
Yeah. But again, look how creative this is. Like, you cross over to another plane, so like everything looks weird. Yeah.
That looks like a really nice burger, though.
It's the fear of death.
The burger looks lovely. That's a good portion of chips as well.
Well, you say that, Dave, but this is like a mass food poisoning.
Smiles as bright and
yeah, but they do you well there, but look at things.
I mean, if I'm going to get fucking poisoned, I'd rather the food be good.
And to be fair, the thing on the floor looks like a giant rolled up doobie.
Yeah.
Like one toke off of that and you're definitely going to heaven.
He died as you lived.
I'll be honest, that's what happened to me the other night. Because I had two vapes. I had one of these. Because Chloe, she'll deny it. She allowed me to do a vape for the wedding. She didn't say how big it had to be. I'm already fucking sick of this joke. And then my aunt brought me over two THC ones. 2 puffs, and that's fine. But when you're drunk and you're not realizing what you're fucking doing, this felt exactly like the other one. They shouldn't. This is a fat one. The other ones are fucking skinny.
Yeah.
So I fucking smoking off it all night. It was bound to fucking hit me. You know what I mean?
To be free.
Soul here lies, struggling to be free, and so it shall.
That should be the photo for this episode. Just a very small me just up in the corner.
Yeah, I'm not putting that evil into the world, thanks.
It's not evil.
You're coming to hell, mate.
It is the funniest photo I've ever had taken of myself. That other one on my birthday where I fell between the bed and the drawers.
That one I enjoyed. I enjoyed that one.
That was a
Renaissance painting. That was.
Yeah.
Did a child die?
No, just a really small man.
Oh, midget wrestler. Got it. Mexican
just a really
midget
small,
wrestler.
cranky man.
Max Mini.
Yeah. So basically, because like Manny was late to the whole to the party, so he got like basically the worst possible gain from it.
You'll get plenty of rest this way, Mr. Martinez.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chemicals mixed like this. On second thought, I want to upgrade my package. Sorry, Bruno, but you didn't qualify for anything better. But here, have this complimentary mug. No, wait. Can't you find me something where I can move my
You don't have legs.
You know I'd like to, Bruno, but my boss is a real hard ass. I gotta be a hard ass when I got lazy sickle wavers like this jolly boy working for me. Manny, you couldn't find a sale.
Of course, he's got the shit hairline and the fucking mustache, even as a skeleton.
Absolutely
fantastic.
Like the kind Domino makes. How am I supposed to make premium sales with the scumbag clients you're sending me? Now you're blaming the clients? I've had it with you, Manny. If you haven't bagged a premium before the sales report comes in, you're out. Out on the street. No job. No way to work off your time. Just your fancy suit and your big smile and a whole lot of time to kill. Who you calling a scumbag? Why, I oughta...
Fair. Fair. Yeah.
Point well made.
I'd have done the same.
It's like, shut. I'm not in the fucking mood.
Around for a good lead, like it's gonna fly in here tied to a brick. It's time to take one.
So now we have the puzzle for the level. Is to basically try and commandeer someone else's premium sale.
You know, Copal's not really in his office.
Sweetheart, I know what you're up to.
Huh?
You're trying to get me away from my desk so you can link all my paper clips together again. Grow up, darling.
I mean, that does definitely sound like something we do. Maybe.
Hey, you missed a great poisoning.
Yeah, and you missed a great client. Domino came back from there with a nun.
Híjole, I got a tiny little man with a mean temper and no commission.
Well, at least you don't work for one.
As is always the case with LucasArts, the dialogue is just top notch.
Do you know what I did as one about LucasArts and George Lucas in general? I fucking wish I got to see the re-release of Revenge of the Sith in cinema again. That would have been fucking fun to watch. Because it was the 20th anniversary of it.
Did see a few celebrities showed up to the LA screening, I think it was. I think it was Hayden Christensen and Samuel L. Jackson just popped in going, hi.
We're getting the Darth Vader. I think we're getting the Darth Vader movie though. I think that is. I think it's a guarantee at this point. They just need to work out the finer details on how they're going to film it and what story it's going to be. Because I think
they have to include the OG. The OG actor has to be included.
And you sold her a ticket on the number 9
train. The OG actor's got to be included. It's going to be fucking Hayden Christensen. Are you fucking mad? It's the other reason they do it.
Say, how'd you score?
See, that is the kind of pattern, isn't it? They always want to have the original person playing it, no matter what the context is. We'll just
just include him in the timeline. Do you know what I mean? Like just for the original Darth Vader.
I mean, they might, but Hayden Christensen did do a fucking phenomenal job as Vader again in the Obi-Wan series. That scene near the end, half his fucking thing has gone off. And there's a whole bit between the two of them talking. That's just fucking like, I believe the two of them were friends. I don't believe the two of them were acting. I believe Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen, their characters were actually friends in this fucking movie. A bit more than when you watch the original three first, and there's no like emotional attachment between the two of them. I think once you watch the Obi-Wan show, and then if you did 4, it was like, oh, these lads have a history, like, you know.
What time are we at on this, Jonathan?
We are 30:54.
Anything you got, especially if that's your best right jab. I want to tell you something.
I'm at 31:50. I'm gonna wait till you guys catch up.
No worries.
My video paused there for a second.
You know this.
I'm trying to reset it.
Yeah, I know. I found your name on some comic books in the desk.
It's easier on the place.
I want my office.
No, it was okay. I'll let Dave know when we're on the mark.
Yeah, it's actually easier for me to skim through back and forth on the PlayStation anyway.
I think
it's kind of fucking handy, to be fair.
So 31:50, Dave, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no worries. I'll cue you in
Cool.
when we get there.
I think we should team up. Be partners.
I don't have to know. I don't have to know that Arsenal are losing any other way than one of the friends inside of our group chat getting already insufferably angry at this match. Like his messages.
Dave, play.
No, not the Christmas party all over
His
again.
his messages already just filled with fucking vitriol. Like it's like, oh no.
Like it is only the first leg. It's still okay. There's still plenty of time.
So I'm gonna blow.
Then again, by the time this goes out, we'll know what happened. So that kind of works out.
Yeah. My brother
for
is
next week's game actually.
My brother is on his first part of his honeymoon in Malaga at the moment. He missed the blackout by 30 minutes.
Jesus.
If he had gone later, 30 minutes later, the flight would have been rerouted back to Cork. That's how fucking close he was. But the second leg of the Champions League is the arse end of his flight to Orlando next. So he's going to find every way possible to get a hold of that fucking stream. It's like, even if the Wi-Fi is 150 euros, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm fucking. And then he lands and the day after is his birthday. So this whole 3 weeks could be the most, like shaping weeks of his life. It could really fucking. Dave, will you get your pop plug away from the fucking screen, please?
I love that your story was so interesting that Dave's cat went, yes, tell me more. Please, take me with you.
She was trying to shy on his picture, that's what it was.
Before the burn into my screen.
I believe there are some compromising pictures of you around. May I see them for research purposes? I don't know why I think every cat sounds like that, but they do.
Every cat does sound like that. Absolutely sure every cat sounds like that. I mean, that's a cat. That's a fluffy fucking cat.
He is a floof.
Me and Chloe have already decided we're getting a cat when we move into our own place. Hopefully we'll be able to start that soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Maybe, possibly.
You and your fancy suits and your nose holes way up in the air, sticking your empty beer bottles
Here's
down
another
the
demon.
message tubes. How
Fucking
fancy
Cyclops.
is that? Huh?
Yeah.
Don't you boys upstairs realize the tube switcher is a sophisticated and delicate piece of machinery?
Huh?
You think you're better than me?
No.
Good.
So yeah, He's a demon that just operates the mail tube. That's what he does. That's all he functions for.
In my head, though, the worst job that they have in this universe, the worse they were when they were like
one of the chemicals for our
that's the kind of thing where what I find really, really fascinating about this, that all the characters that are in the land of the land of the dead here, like they are definitely, that wasn't what they did in the real world. Like Manny, I think, is such an interesting one to try and peel back, because like he has skills that really you wouldn't attribute to him. Like being a sales guy is kind of like doing him a bit of a disservice in a way. So like the case of like
he might have been like a part of a mob or a gang or something.
Do you know what? Like I don't want to give too much away, because this game has some phenomenal turns in it, so I don't want to give too much away early. But maybe ask that question again when we get to the final act of the game, and maybe we might kind of have more information on that. But again, it is like there is such a noir detective aspect to it, that there is like the criminal element and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll ask that question again when we get to hour 7 or 8 of this game, and we'll see where we are.
About 6 to 7 working months.
that is normally how our schedule working. Yes.
yeah.
So, as always, lads, I'm asking you to pay attention to the red tube. The red tube is important. So we were in Domino's office earlier on. He's the guy that basically like took the scoop out of it from us at the poisoning, and he's her main rival. He's now ahead of us in terms of the arbitrary kind of sales turnover that this place has.
Yeah.
Now, the thing with him is the tube that he has is the same color paint. So it's basically has a red tube where his basically messages come through, and we just have a kind of a standard green color.
Mr. Bossman doesn't
So
want to be disturbed
what that
today.
tells you is that tube there is Domino's in particular, and we know we've established that Domino gets all the premium clients. So piecing all that together, your puzzle, if you choose to accept it, is to steal one of Domino's clients, and that's how you're meant to do it.
Right, that makes sense.
So the first element that we have from this puzzle is the demon giving out about the about people jamming up the mail tube system.
I love how he's just got a link of sausages in his jacket. Like.
That's a balloon, my friend, Dave. That is a balloon. So we got some. We asked for a dead worm from the balloon artist, so he just gave us an empty, like a flat balloon.
Okay.
So what you want to do now? So the first job now is to basically break the mail tube system, so you can get into that area, and then you can try and break it again, essentially. So the first trick of it is I think this one is fairly self-explanatory, actually, in terms of what you're supposed to do. Because it was actually mentioned in the cutscene about what those two hoses are. So yeah, they're packaging material. So what you need is hello, Kitty. Kitty is fascinated.
Oh, that Kitty doesn't give a fuck, Jonathan.
He is
that head is just gone. I mean, I guess this is fine.
Your content has been deemed acceptable. But yeah, so the way it works is we're gonna stick balloons down the tube, and obviously because it's a balloon, it's going to pop when it gets to the puncher here.
Yeah.
But the real kicker here is that it's one chemical isn't enough, because the two chemicals themselves is what expands the foam, and that's genuinely true, by the way. Like if you want to do it's like kind of like styrofoam, expanded foam, whatever else it is. So it's a big fucking polymer reaction. So once you put two balloons down there, two of both of different chemicals, and then it jams up the system then, and means that the guy has to come in to fix it. So unfortunately, one is not enough. You need to do the
two
full
chemicals.
Go the whole hog. Yeah.
Cool.
And in fairness, I think that's a kind of a reasonable conclusion as well, because like, I suppose like if you're playing this and you didn't really pay attention to the cutscene, you might be thinking that like, okay, that didn't work, I need to try something else. But realistically, you need to use two.
Not picking that up. As a rule, I never touch anything more sophisticated and delicate than myself.
Now, of course, the door is locked there as well, so that's another part of how to basically get in when trying to be able to sneak in when the demon is fixing his machine. So this is like kind of typical like LucasArts design, by the way. So like typically the way they do it is they have this one. The first chapter here is actually quite linear in terms of like first do this, then this puzzle comes around, whereas the second and third act does this kind of like really well done like solve 3 puzzles at once system. You kind of got a little bit of a full throttle towards the end, where you had like 2 or 3 things you need to spin at the same time. But the middle game really does it's a triumph of trying to like tie all these things together. And realistically, you can kind of solve them in any order you want. They don't overlap in any way. It's just that there's so many things to do in the act that you can have you can focus on one plot point in particular, but then you come to a point where all 3 do have to match up in order to get there. So, but yeah, we'll cross the bridge when we come to it. But it's nice level design because, like I said, it rewards you actually paying attention to the fucking game, which is you'd be happy to hear kind of important, especially in a point-and-click adventure where everything is delivered by dialogue.
Hear that, Aaron?
Oh. It's such a simple way of just getting a joker. Oh?
What, just by being easily distracted?
Yeah.
Yeah.